This exercise will help you get used to planning for the different costs associated with projects through developing a budget. When I developed my first project budget, I went through a similar process to this, as I hadn't ever developed a budget before. It's helpful to collaborate where you can, so that you can learn what the rules and regulations are, not just where you're working, but also the place that you are potentially seeking funding from. I am going to walk you through the template we developed, which is a simplified version of budget worksheets that are typically associated with grant proposals. You can either follow along with my example to practice filling in the template, or develop your own budget related to something that you're working on. Please only input numbers into the yellow cells within the template. Our first step will establish the rates associated with different budget categories that will then be applied into resources over time. This is in the tab marked Rates. This tab is where you will input your staff salaries. In my example, there are 3 staff positions available. You can modify the template to add or delete positions in your budget, but you will need to update the cells that correspond in other tabs of the spreadsheet. In the cell column labeled Starting Salary CY 2020, enter the full 12-month salary for each staff member. In the cell labeled Raises, enter the annual percentage of increase, if any, that you would like to be calculated. Many institutions have salary increases either associated with cost of living or merit, and those should factor into your overall budget planning. At Boston University, we plan for a 3% hypothetical increase each year. Once you enter these amounts, the appropriate values will appear automatically in the month-by-month tab. Our second step now focuses on breaking down other project costs on a monthly basis. This tab is where you can calculate basically everything else, as those types of expenses tend to fluctuate more than the salaries of project personnel. There is space in my hypothetical budget to pay for 4 project-related trips over the 3-year project period. And yes, I am imagining a post-pandemic world where we can go places again. You can enter the approximate value of the trip in the month and year the project intends to travel. Your estimates should include costs such as lodging, transportation, per diem or daily rates, or conference registration fees. Many institutions require real numbers here, and so you can use the link we have included with the template found at gsa.gov to calculate those costs. Other direct costs are a best guess of what your project would need. In the months you intend to make purchases, input the value into those cells. If you want to change the classifications that we've put into column A, rows 21 through 25, please feel free to do so. They will update on the Summary tab. Finally, let's take a look at the Summary tab. This tab tallies up all of the costs, such as personnel, fringe rates, travel, and other direct costs. It also applies the F&A rate to give you the final total of the 3-year project, highlighted in green. Input the fringe benefit rate and the F&A rate in the highlighted cells on this tab. If it is a grant, these numbers are institution-specific, and you can usually find them on your Office of Research or your Office of Sponsored Programs websites. The final total that you've calculated will be found on the Summary tab, highlighted in green. Hopefully going through this exercise will help you prepare for developing and managing your project budget. When I did this initially, Kevin and I walked through the National Science Foundation template, and he asked me about each of the categories. I verbally mapped out the aspects of the project that related to each category, and he translated those into dollar amounts. In some cases, there were things that I hadn't considered related to my project that Kevin knew about from working on other projects, and he talked about those in our meeting. We worked collaboratively to translate my goals and activities into costs. If you are unsure about how to start that translation with your own work, don't be afraid to brainstorm with a colleague.